Dear all, welcome to this course on aromaticity. Resonance forms an integral part of any aromatic system. Resonance exists as a result of delocalization of pi electrons in a molecule. Different patterns emerge as a result of structure and atom arrangement within a molecule due to resonance. We draw resonating structures to indicate the position of delocalized pi electrons in a molecule. Resonance also provides an extra stability due to electron delocalization, and consequently aromatic rings have resonance structures due to cycling double bonds. Aromatic molecules must have resonance. However, not all molecules with resonating structures are aromatic. Let us try to understand this with a simple example. Determine if the molecule below has resonance, aromaticity, both or neither. Now step 1. Let us understand, or let us try to identify whether the molecule has resonance. Now we can switch the pi bonds in the molecule and we can draw resonating structures, which is a property seen in alkene rings resulting in the formation of a resonance hybrid. So we can change the position of the bonds, so something like this. Okay, so we can change the position of the bonds and we can draw the resonating structures. And we can draw a new structure based on this. Step 2. Let us understand whether the molecule is aromatic or not. Now this molecule is planar and we have the p orbitals on the same plane, and if we try to apply the rule of planarity in this molecule, then we can see that all the p orbitals are in the same plane, therefore the overlapping of p orbitals take place to a maximum extent. So all the atoms are planar with more than 3 overlapping p orbitals. Pi bonds are present within a cyclic structure, and each atom has a p orbital forming a loop, a closed loop, wherein which the electron delocalization can happen, and the p orbitals which overlap are in the same plane. It also satisfies Huckel's rule because we have 14 pi electrons. So if we apply n is equal to 3, then the number comes to 14, and therefore the molecule is aromatic. The molecule has resonance and the molecule is also aromatic. Let us test our knowledge. Are the terms conjugation and aromaticity the same or different? The conjugation and aromaticity are not exactly same. Conjugation occurs in aromatic molecules, but aromaticity is a phenomenon. Aromaticity is a property. Aromaticity is a higher level of stability which requires more requirements to be met. Conjugation can happen even in simple systems where there is a possibility of movement of pi electrons and non-bonding electrons. We can have so many examples for conjugation, but aromaticity is something different, where several electronic criteria, energy criteria, molecular orbital criteria and stability criteria has to be met. Therefore, we cannot simply say that conjugation and aromaticity are both same. They are totally different. Conjugation can be viewed as a simple piece of aromaticity, or it is an integral part of aromaticity. Let us move on to our next question. Why would a molecule prefer to be aromatic? What is the need for a molecule to be aromatic, and why certain molecules show extra stability when they are aromatic? A molecule prefers to be aromatic because the equilibrium which favors the stability ensures the molecule to be stable with more stability parameters entrusted into the molecule. Aromatic molecules have an extra stability caused by the nature of their structure, and they are harder to break apart, and that is the reason why we have seen that benzene does not undergo addition reaction like how a typical alkene undergoes an addition reaction. Rather, benzene undergoes only substitution reaction. The reason for this is, if we try to break the double bond in benzene, so if we try to break the double bond in benzene by addition reaction, say if we try to add a hydrogen to benzene, then this reaction does not occur, because if this double bond is broken, then benzene loses its aromaticity and therefore it loses its extra stability. Therefore, no aromatic system will allow this to happen in its molecule. On the other hand, if a molecule by losing an atom, or by losing or by breaking a bond, if it becomes aromatic, then it will always do that process very fervently, or it will be much happier to undergo that process, thereby it gains the extra stability. How can I tell if a molecule with nitrogen is aromatic? Not only nitrogen, let me put it in a different way. Maybe any heteroatom is aromatic, some X atom is aromatic. Yes, it depends on the molecule. If nitrogen or any other heteroatom is part of the ring, then we need to check its hybridization and electrons. If it is sp2 hybridized, okay, so if it is sp2 hybridized, or if it can become sp2 hybridized as a result of some overlapping in the structure, and electron delocalization results as a result of sp2 hybridization and overlapping, then the molecule is said to be aromatic. Always remember that whenever a molecule, an heteroatom is present in a molecule, the p orbitals in that heteroatom, or the p orbitals of the heteroatom, should take part in the overlapping. Otherwise, the molecule cannot be considered as aromatic. So, if even say for example we have a structure, say something like this, okay, and all these are sp2, right? So all these are sp2 hybridized orbital, and therefore we can have a resonance and overlapping that can happen, but we know that this molecule is not aromatic because it does not follow Zuckel's rule, that is, it has 4 n electrons. Now on the other hand, let us imagine a system, okay, something like this, okay. So again, this particular system is not aromatic for so many reasons. But one thing which I want to tell here is, even though this particular p orbital, okay, and this particular this particular carbon and this particular carbon are sp2 hybridized, you can see this particular carbon is sp3 hybridized. Now this is only for your reference, okay. So this particular carbon, these two carbons are sp2, so we have an sp2 here, but this carbon and all these 3 carbons, okay, they are sp3. So you cannot have a system like this, and you cannot search for aromaticity, because for aromaticity to happen you need sp2 hybridized orbitals, okay, and it is only in sp2 hybridized orbitals the unhybridized p orbital can undergo an overlap, and that can result in the delocalization of electrons. So whenever you check for aromaticity in a molecule, please check whether the molecule has an sp3 hybridized carbon. If the molecule has an sp3 hybridized carbon, then certainly that molecule cannot be aromatic. What do lone pairs have to do with aromaticity? So lone pairs can actually lead to resonance hybrids, or they can reside in the pi bond that contribute to the aromaticity of the molecule. This is what we actually see in the case of pyrrole, which we are going to see very shortly about pyrrole. Okay, so we have the heterocyclic system, furan, thiophene and pyrrole, and in this instance it is this lone pair that takes part in the resonance, and it can lead to resonance hybrids. Okay, so it can lead to a resonance hybrid. And therefore this lone pair actually take parts in delocalization of pi electrons, and so on. So you can draw the resonating structures. Therefore the lone pair leads to resonance hybrid, okay, and that contributes aromaticity to the molecule. Can purely linear molecules have aromaticity? No. The very fundamental concept of aromaticity is lost, because a requirement for aromaticity is a closed loop or ring of or p orbitals. Since linear molecules cannot achieve this, they are unable to be classified as aromatic. So never even in your dream say that a linear molecule is aromatic, because the very basic condition for aromaticity is that you should have a closed loop. It should be cyclic. So cyclic. So molecule must be cyclic, otherwise it is not aromatic. If a molecule contains an aromatic ring, such as benzene ring attached to a non-aromatic ring, how does that affect the overall aromaticity of the molecule? Now overall a molecule can fail to meet the qualifications for aromaticity, but still it contains aromatic parts. So if a molecule contains benzene ring, we can say that the molecule has an aromatic ring, but we cannot say that the molecule is aromatic. So if you look into these examples, you can see all these examples contain an aromatic benzene ring, but if we try to analyze the structures of all these molecules as a whole, then it is not possible. You cannot understand, or you cannot exactly say whether the molecule is as a whole is aromatic or not, unless and otherwise you put the test rules and apply them in the molecule. So let us understand that within the above molecules there are aromatic parts outlined in red. However, the molecule as a whole are not aromatic, okay, for various reasons which we will see later. What does the n of Huckel's rule represent, and what does it mean if it is an integer or a non-integer? The n of Huckel's rule is simply an indicator of aromaticity. It does not stands for any word, but it is instead it is just a calculator where we apply the integer, okay, and if n is a whole number integer, the molecule can be aromatic. So please remember, it should be a whole number, and if n is a fraction or a non-integer, it's negative, then the molecule is not aromatic. So n should be a whole number integer. How can I tell if a molecule has planarity? Just by looking its structure. The best way is to build a model. So remember that to have a planar loop of p orbitals, the molecule must have at least 3 points of interest, atoms or p orbitals, in order to form a plane. So for example, if you take cyclopropane is planar. So we have 3 points of interest and we have 3 p orbitals. We have 3 carbons attached together by an sp3 hybridized orbital, and therefore we need to have at least 3 points of interest, atoms or p orbitals, in order to form a plane. Or the best way is to build a 3-dimensional model. After you have determined this, check to see if the atoms have p orbitals and they are adjacent to each other. Does an aromatic molecule need to have conjugation and resonance? Aromatic molecules must have conjugation. As we have already learned, conjugation is the movement of pi electrons and non-bonding electrons in a molecule, and generally because they contain a series of p orbitals and pi bonds, and as a result of conjugation, the resonance occurs. Now, an aromatic molecule always has conjugation and resonance, but not all molecules that have conjugation and or resonance are also aromatic. So we have seen this several times. Those molecules that have conjugation are not aromatic, and those molecules that have resonance are also not aromatic. So aromaticity is a phenomenon, aromaticity is a property. So in order to attain aromaticity, the molecule should satisfy certain rules, and that is the reason why we are putting this general statement: aromatic molecules must have conjugation and resonance, but not all molecules that exhibit conjugation and resonance are aromatic. How do I count the pi electrons to plug into the equation of Huckel's rule? So Huckel's rule is 4n plus 2 rule, or 4n plus 2 pi electrons applies only to the pi electrons present in the closed loop of p orbitals. Say for example, if we take up a molecule like this, say for example we have a benzene here, and let me say, okay, so if I ask you whether this molecule is aromatic or not, yes, it is aromatic because it has 4n plus 2 6 pi electrons in the closed loop. Then you can ask me a question, sir, why are we not taking this? The answer is very simple. So for Huckel's rule to happen, or to satisfy Huckel's rule, we have to just take the pi electrons present in the closed loop. So this pi electron does not count actually. So find the p orbitals present in the molecule and determine the number of electrons in each. Sometimes this is very apparent as double bonds imply 2 pi electrons. Be careful though. Oxygen and nitrogen atom can sometimes have an empty p orbital electrons and can be forced into a p orbital to achieve conjugation and aromaticity, like how we have aromaticity in furan and thiophene. So even that lone pair of electrons has to be taken into account.